If you may just look on your right hand side, you will see the yellow apartments there. Those are the hostels. Look on your left again. You see again, there's hostels over there, the blocks ones, and these shipping containers over here. You know what has happened is this: by the time the hostels were built, as I said to you, they were only built to accommodate the gentlemen that were working as migrant workers. But now everybody's allowed to go and live wherever you want to live, which makes now also in the hostels to be families that are staying there with those men that were working at that time. You know, they bring along with their families back, you know, to come and stay with them in the Cape Town. Yeah. So on your left hand side, these are the smileys. We call them sheep's heads. These are the sheep's heads, but we call them smileys. The reason why we call them smileys is because by the time of the preparation, when they put the sheep head in the fire, when they want to get rid of the hair, you know, in the fire, so the meat shrinkled and the teeth come out, and at that point we call them smileys. You know, these ladies, they came down also from Eastern Cape to find jobs, but they couldn't find jobs as they are uneducated. So they see this as an opportunity to do this kind of business, you know, by doing these sheep's head, selling them here, because they know that people that were born in Eastern Cape, born in the villages, they know this kind of meat. Especially they were doing it for the gentlemen that were working here as migrant workers, because they were lazy to cook. When they're coming down from work, they would just pass by the place of the sheep head and buy a takeaway of a sheep head and go home, and they will share it together. In the townships, we've got a lot of unemployment rate. We've got high unemployment rate, so people, they're trying by all means to make some businesses for themselves, you know, so that they can have some money to sustain their families with. So this is part of the hostels over here, but these ones that you see are the renovated ones. The government started to renovate the hostels in year 2003 because, as I said to you, in the old hostels, this where families are sharing the space amongst each other, because now they are allowed to come along with their families. So the aim of the government to renovate the hostels was to separate all of those people that are living together, so that each and every family can have its own apartment. You will see that these yellow hostels are the renovated ones. All of them were also looking like these ones on the other side. But the aim of the government is to renovate all of them, so that each and every family can have its own apartment. Everybody is free to go wherever you want to live. Some of the families have moved out of the hostels because they couldn't handle the way they living without sharing with other people. So those who are left behind, they got lucky, you know, to have a space for themselves. Even you can see some people. What are they doing in there? So I think it's a good pleasure, you know, for you guys to do that. So I thank you so much for you to take this courage of going out of the coach, you know, and visiting these houses as well. For now, we're gonna drive through to the area of Langa as well, which is so-called Beverly Hills of Langa. The reason why it's called Beverly Hills of Langa, because it was the first high-class area of our township, as we were having many people that they were becoming well-educated, and they didn't want to move out of the township. So the area was built to accommodate those people, which I can say they are professional people, teachers, nurses, and doctors. Those who may afford to buy these kinds of houses, which are the very expensive houses. If you may take a look on your left-hand side, you will see some of the houses that I'm talking about, and also on your right-hand side as well. This area is so-called Beverly Hills of Langa. These houses, they cost about 350,000 rands. This area was built in 1987. After 1994, that's when people started to settle down, because nobody was pushing them away now, because the government saw that these people are really in need of these shacks in this area, because they couldn't afford to have their own houses, as they were just here to look for jobs and also other opportunities as well. So the people that are staying here, as I said, they are coming down to the Eastern Cape, but some of them, they moved from the hostels to come and have their own shacks in here, because at least you can have your privacy in here, although the conditions are not good, because you can just build your own house, build as many rooms as you like with your family. But even in places like these, there'll always be somebody who's going to be a leader, somebody who's in charge of the area. You cannot just come in here and build up a house. You must contact those leaders, and they will tell you if there's a space or there's no space. In that area, they don't have running water in their houses. They've got water points whereby they have to go and fetch some water, because to live in the shack is temporarily, although it takes some time, to get a house. But they do have electricity, which is prepaid electricity. And now this is part of Beverly Hills of Langa, these houses that you see in here. Just look on your left hand side, you see the chickens over there. These are the first chickens ever. We call it our Kentucky Fried Chicken area. Yes, these ladies, they've got a sort of society where they combine some money and go and buy chickens in the chicken farms, and they come and slaughter them here and clean them up and sell them as well. They came down to Cape Town to look for jobs, but they couldn't find jobs. But instead of just sitting around and begging for some money, they started to create their own businesses. And there were places like this, because this is taxi rank. This is where you get taxis that can take you in town and other different areas as well. These minibus taxis that you see on your left hand side. So it's a good place to make a business, because when people coming from work, they stop here and they can buy chicken on their way to home. The children, they've got a right to choose whichever school they want to. So some of them, they don't go to school in Langa, they travel to other places. Like me, I didn't go to school in Langa, I went to another township called Philippi. So I had to use a train.
Okay, Sugar just mentioned the name of this township. This was the first colored township, so-called colored township, after the segregation of the Group Areas Act of 1950. And this area is called Bonteheuwel. As you can see, these are all also homes, municipality homes. And only in 1990, when Nelson was released, these people were given the options to buy these homes from the municipality, and that they could own this home and no longer just pay a rent to the municipality. So now a lot of these people own these homes that was once been rented by the municipality. As you can see, a lot of them are adding on an extra room and making life a little comfortable for them, because it's affordable now in this townships, or the same township where I also live myself and Hanslow also live. And even though all areas are open today, you can live wherever you can afford as well. But property has become really expensive, and people prefer staying where they are today. Like I said earlier, Sugar, we all have a story to tell in our own humble and unique way. All of us that makes up South Africa forms this multiracial nation that we are.